Hey folks, I'm at the sitting there. I need to get some laser engraving done, not engraving so much as cutting. I got some pieces that I want to get made, and to get them made I want to cut them out with the laser. I have the files on my computer over here, and I've been having a hard time getting them to cut. I gotta really crank the wattage up on the laser as high as it'll go and slow the laser down and make 2 to 3 passes before it'll cut through some simple 3 to 4, maybe 5 ounce leather. It just seems like it's way too much work for the laser to do. I've been doing a lot of research online, and as I was doing that and seeing that an air assist is the way to go, and a lot of DIY stuff, the company that sent me the laser engraver, and yes, it was sent to me for no charge, decided to contact me while I'm doing all this research and offered me the Atomstack Air Assist unit. Now, this machine uses the Atomstack laser head, 5-watt laser head. So I'm going to get this over here on the bench. I'll put you down on the bench, show you what's in the box, get this set up on the head, and we'll get after some laser cutting and see how it does. Alright, I cut the tape already. Let's get her opened up. This looks like air hose and some instructions. Look, all the pieces are pictured right on the front. Got a parts list. Looks like there's a couple of different air nozzles. Power adapter, air pump. Looks pretty easy to set up. I did watch a couple of different videos online showing basically the same kind of unit. So, see the rest of it, what's in here. We have 2 different nozzles here. What this is going to do is that it's going to blow air along with, okay, so there's 2 of this head. It blows air along with the laser and blows all the dust and particulates from the laser and blows it out of the way so that the laser doesn't try to cut through it a second time. The power supply, let's take that out, set that over there right away. Alright, that's a window, I believe. Another one. Yet another one. I think this is probably set up to fit a couple of different machines. Now this is a different nozzle. A little shorter one by the looks of it. Yep, quite a little bit shorter, probably a good 1/4 of an inch. So there'll be some trial and error, I think. Little toolkit. Some other parts in there. There's the pump. Not as big as I thought it would be, but a lot of people online were using the regular aquarium pumps. This one has adjustable. You can adjust how much air you're pushing through it, and that's nice. An aquarium pump isn't adjustable, but a lot of people were using them, and the ones that did comparisons between this pump, the aquarium pump, and just blowing a fan across it, this did a lot, or this style of pump I should say, a laser pump, air pump. These pumps did a lot better because they're intended for it. Looks like we have to put some feet on it so it doesn't roll away on us. That's okay. I'm betting they're right here. this. Must be the new guard that replaces some of that other there. Looks like that's it. We'll set that box aside. We have to take the laser head off to install all of this. So I'll take it off. I don't know if I'll include the footage. It takes just a few minutes, I guess. So I'm gonna get after it, get it on there so we can get rolling here. This head, I believe we gotta unscrew this, as I recall from the directions. There's a set screw in there somewhere. Right there. And they provide you the Allen wrench for it, or the hex key. Allen has become a generalized term, even though it is a brand name. But hey, why not? Well, if you can get a hold of it, you'll get her to come loose, and she just unscrews. Well, the instructions tell me to give me which laser that I'm using, and I'm using the Atomstack A5 Pro, which is a 40 watt according to this. It does state on here that it is a 5 watt, so I don't know where they get their wattage from. But, and it tells me right here to use the number 1, which is the one I grabbed, and that it has to come out the left side, so it just goes on like that. And you got a couple of self tappers here to screw it in, and it only screws in on 2. The other side has little locators here, and then screws on the other side. So I'll get that installed. The shield is pretty self-explanatory. Just kind of slips down over it. I'll get that all on. We'll be ready to, I'll get it mounted back on the machine, and I'll show you how I'm going to run the hose and get ready to go. These directions walk you through installing all the pieces on the laser head itself, and they walk you through. It also has for other laser heads, and it also walks you through setting up the compressor and a few things not to do. They're pretty clear instructions. So take that for what it is. It even tells you where to put your zip ties. It includes the little wire ties. So if you need to know how to take your laser head back off, any of that kind of stuff, use the directions that you used when you assembled your laser machine. Get that plugged in, make sure it's plugged in good and tight. I'm going to take this first wire tie and go around something good and solid. You don't want to put those wire ties in there so tight that you pinch off the hose, because that would be kind of not do you any good, would it? And it's not a real heavy duty hose. It's fairly thin walled, so be careful. Here's your word of cautions from Mr. Tolly. And I know I've got a few more wire ties around here somewhere. They're just not super handy. So I'm not going to worry about those right now. What I am going to do is shut you off, get this hooked up over here by my computer, because this is the end where my power supplies, all that kind of stuff are. And you're ready to run this thing. Get this mess cleaned up. And I'm going to cut a couple pieces of leather that are big enough to do what I need to do. I will do a little test without the head, without the air. And I'll do another test with the air assist on and try a couple of different settings. This was without the air assist. You can see all this charring here along the edges, all the way around it. That's some really, really nasty charring there. Where with the air assist on, there's hardly any. There is a little bit, especially in the corners. There's a little along the sides, but nothing like this. This is nasty. This is just a lot of char along the side. Hope you can see that. Let me get these off of here. Now this is cut through in some spots. Just about all the way through in some spots here. But all of this along the edge here, that's just char. That's just where the smoke blew across it and got on the leather, got on the face of the leather here. And I can't use that. I mean, that's gonna affect the way the oil goes into the leather and stuff when I oil it. Because this is gonna be an oiled wallet. I'm not gonna put any dye or anything on it. So even though this is cut through in more places, matter of fact, I can probably just pop it out of here. Nope, not along this side. Can't quite get along that side, but you can see that there's no charring along there. It's a much cleaner cut. Where it is cut through, it's a clean cut, but it just left all that nastiness on the front. I need to cut out a bunch of hat patches, and this is something that normally I would try to order a die for and hope that I would make enough of these patches that it would pay for the die at least, and pay for my time, because then I have to set everything up and laser engrave each and every one of these individually. If I can get this to work properly, I can engrave them and then cut them out, and I can cut rounded corners. This is just a template, a pattern that I had already set up for something else that was the right size. So I'm going to try this, but this one took me 3 passes. It didn't cut it all the way through. I had to finish cutting it with a knife. It did not cut all the way through. You can kind of tell on the edge there. So what I needed to do is cut all the way through the first go around. I'm going to set this to cut 450 millimeters per minute at 60% power. This is an Atomstack A5 Pro laser head on a Buffon Pro laser machine, which I believe is just an Atomstack, a rebranded Atomstack machine. And it works great. What I'm testing today, I've had this thing for, I don't even know, 7 or 8 months. And it's worked for all the engraving that I've done. It's been just fine. For the cutting, I haven't been able to cut. It's just been crazy for cutting. But today, I was sent the Atomstack Air Assist unit, which, from everything I've been able to see, does a great job of assisting your cut. Because it blows all the soot and carbon and whatever else there is out of the way. so that the laser doesn't get refracted by any of that. I am going to clarify something here, that this is veg tan leather, and it's okay to cut veg tan leather. There's no harmful, it's going to smell bad, but there's no harmful chemicals used in tanning veg tan. This is a raw veg tan leather. It's not dyed, it's not got anything on it. It's just a raw veg tan leather. If you're chrome tan leather, I would not recommend cutting chrome tan leather with this. There's some caustic chemicals used in making chrome tan leather that are going to give off some bad juju for you. So, I don't recommend doing chrome tan. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this, and I'll have to keep an eye on my computer so it doesn't go to sleep, because if it goes to sleep, the laser stops. Don't want that happening. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do 2 passes, and I think that should do the trick with the Air Assist. So I'm going to turn the Air Assist on. I'm just going to put her wide open. It's not terribly loud. This is a wide open. I don't know if the noise canceling is going to kill it on the camera or not, but I'm going to go ahead, set this up. I'm going to do this in real time. So here we go. I hope. Well, it disconnected already. Look at that. There we go. Okay. I better put my eyeballs on. The compressor really isn't that loud. At least I don't think so. Most people have their engraver is in an enclosure, so it really shouldn't be that bad. I've got a window open over here that keeps the smell kind of down a little bit, and I've got a fan running. I do need to build an enclosure for it. I just haven't got the space right now to do it. So it'll make the first pass, cut around both. And then it'll make the second pass. I've been very happy with this laser engraver. It's been done very well for me. I've done several like keychains and that sort of thing. I've done a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's been great. Nice to be able to make a keychain and personalize it for, I could put vehicle names and stuff right on the tag. Put a customer's initials on there. It's really quite neat. I'm hoping this cuts all the way through this time. If it doesn't, we'll try something else on another time, another day. I think it's cutting through because it's kind of scorching the wood underneath. I do need to find a different substrate to put under it. Alright. See what we got. Slide this up out of the way. She's close. That's most of the way cut out there. No, and they call it 3 to 4 ounce leather because the thickness varies. And that's probably all it is here, is that the thickness varies a little bit. So if I cut that with a knife, it'll just cut right through, I'm sure. Now rather than moving and such and setting up different, I'm just going to rotate this and I'm going to put the get my text on there. Alrighty. I do want both of these to come out nice, but I am going to do one. The first one I'm going to do on a single pass, then I'm going to have to slide the board over, I think. Well, no, I can just move the head over. And then I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to do 2 passes on it, both with the air assist. So let's crank up the air assist. Not going quite full off, probably about 2/3 of the way. And this one will be just a single pass. And this is just the default setting for leather in the laser Gerbil software. So it's 20% on the laser and 1,000 millimeters per minute. I do have a sample here that I did without the air assist on. I'll show you that while it's running here. So there it is. There's some sooting. It's really inconsistent. Some of the letters are darker spots, lighter spots, and the soot just kind of settled in places. So it's a little off. We'll see how this comes out with one pass. Alright, I'm going to turn the air up a little. I can see a little sitting on the bottom there. So I'm just going to crank her all the way up. I'm going to do 2 passes this time. These green glasses are so stylish, see? So these are hat patches for the company that I work for. So I'm not infringing on any copyrights or anything. This is all legal. This is the company that I work for. So let's not let YouTube get all huffy about it. They asked me to make patches. Just can't find anybody that can embroider a decent logo in, apparently. And I'm happy to do it. I like my job a lot. I've been with the company for 6 years. I'm a truck driver, I do IT, and I dispatch. Really need some glasses or goggles that fit over my glasses. All right, there we go. This compressor, by the way, I don't feel that it's overly loud by any means. It's full on right now, as loud as it'll go, as much air as it'll put through. You can definitely hear it. You can definitely feel the air coming through it. But I really don't feel that it's that loud. I'm not talking really any louder than I normally do. Maybe a little. I got kind of a big mouth anyway. I always like to let the laser run for a little bit, cool down. But let's go ahead and pull my board out of here. Grab a utility knife. Make a little cutting if I need to here. A little bit. Like I said, it varies in thickness a little bit, and we kind of got to deal with that as leather crafters. So there's one. Now this one, where it was coming up in the corners here, I put some two-sided tape on to make sure it didn't come up while it was engraving here. So to be clear, I did get this Atomstack Air Assist unit was sent to me. I did not buy it with my own money. It was sent to me just as the engraver was, and I've had this engraver now for 8 months. It's been a fantastic unit. I've been very happy with it. I'm very clear with these companies that send me things to review that I'm going to give it an honest review, and if you don't like it, I'm still going to post it. I've been asked not to post a review and still posted it. Tough luck. So here we go. This is the one that was one pass, and that actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any charring. Well, I mean, there's charring, but you're going to have that no matter what. Get hold of this little brush here. Little bristles get in there a little better than anything else. So really, there's a little smoke damage, not damage really, but you can see some little smoke marks around the city and state down here. But it's really not bad. And I had that on about 3/4 of fan, and you can see where there's some up here in a few different spots. So it's not too bad. This one now was 2 passes. And I turned the air up. And the one thing I like about this Atomstack unit is your air is adjustable. There's a lot of DIY deals with aquarium pumps and that kind of thing. And I really just don't think they're the answer. They may work and they may not. They seem to work on some. I've seen other ones where they just blow a fan across and stuff, and it helps. Anything is going to help to get that soot out of the way. so that the laser is not getting refracted by that extra soot and garbage that's in there. But when I turned it up, you can see that's 2 passes, so 2 passes should have made that even worse. But I think it came out much better with the air turned up. So I think that's the way to do it. Just crank the air up and give her a heck. So there you go. There's a little, you can see a little burning on the back here. And that is to be expected because it actually cuts through. And we'll take this off and we'll show you the board underneath. I would recommend using, like, I don't know, some kind of a, my wife uses steel grates on her cookie sheets. But you can see here where it cut through. These lines are from when it cut through into the wood, and that's what that charring on the back is from. That damage on the back is from that. Alright folks, there you go. We were able to, after some tinkering a little bit and learning a little bit more about the Atomstack Air Assist and how Air Assist works, I was able to cut through in 2 passes after some adjustments and got most of the way through, but it is leather. It kind of, the thickness kind of varies, so we got to be able to adjust for that. I think if I replace my wood with like a cooling sheet for that you'd put your cookies on, I'll eat the cookies first and then put the cooling rack under it. I think that'll make a big difference. And the engraving with the Air Assist, I think, is awesome. I think it made a world of difference. The 2 passes, I think, came out fantastic. Is that 1 pass or 2? This is the 1 pass. So I don't know which one I like better. I like the 2 is a little deeper, a little darker. Maybe I just gotta maybe turn the laser up just a little bit. But we'll have to see. I have to play with it a little more and learn a little bit more about it. What these do is it keeps that soot and all the other garbage that it churns up when the engraver is doing its thing, as that laser is cutting into the leather and marking the leather or whatever substrate you have under there. It's churning up little particles, and what the Air Assist does is it blows those particles away from the laser to keep them out of the way. That way the laser isn't getting refracted, because every time that laser light hits it, it gets refracted. It's kind of like if you shine a light at something and it's getting blocked, you're going to see a shadow. And it's the same thing with the laser. So that's what we got going on here. And I think it's not too loud. It does make noise. I'm not gonna lie. It does make noise when you turn it all the way up. It makes noise. When you've got it just barely on, it doesn't make a lot of noise. But when you turn it all the way up, it makes a little noise. But that's okay. I can live with the noise. It's not that loud. So, all that being said, I think this is going to be a great addition to any laser engraver. It was really easy to install. Everything was in the kit, including the tools that you need to get it installed. The instructions were clear, concise, and to the point. Some of the things that it didn't cover are things that you need to have your manual for your laser engraver handy. And every laser engraver is a little bit different. This one happens to cover, and I don't have it handy, I set it aside somewhere. It covers several different lasers. Let's see. I have the A5 Pro, so it covers a bunch of different lasers. The A5 10, 20, and 30 watt, and the A5 Pro, which is what I have, is the 40 watt. And then it also covers instructions for the A5 M50 Pro, the A10 Pro, P9 M40, A5 M50, X7 Pro, S10 Pro, and I'm sure that this will work with other lasers as well. Anything that's based on this form factor of the Atomstack, I'm sure this is going to work with. There might be some minor differences along the way, but I think you can figure it out. Just not sure. A lot of them seem to be the same. They seem to look very much the same. So this is the one. This was sent to me to do a review on, as was the Air Assist unit. My reviews are impartial. I don't care who wants to pay me the most money. I don't care. You can pay me $1 million. I'm still going to give you my honest opinion, because I have a policy. And that policy is honesty is the only policy. So you always get my honest opinion. And a lot of people don't like it sometimes. There you go. So the Atomstack Air Assist unit, granted I haven't had a lot of time with it. I'll update my review in 3 months, as long as I can remember that, but I'm going to write it on the calendar. And I'll let you know what my thoughts are at that point. And I'll update my review on the laser engraver next week, because I've got a little bit more to say about it. Y'all stay safe. God bless. I'll catch you in the next video. Check out the links below, and we'll catch you in the next one.